Good afternoon, I'm Malcolm Jordan and this is your midday news fix for Wednesday, the 15th of October. Israel's limiting the flow of aid to Palestinian civilians because of the Hamas delay in delivering dead hostages, with only 8 so far. The ceasefire agreement required all 28 bodies be returned within a 72-hour window. Hamas says the scale of destruction is creating challenges to retrieving them from the rubble. CNN's Nader Bashir says aid organisations had hoped to get more access.
There are fears now that this reduction in aid, as the Israeli officials have notified the UN, could prove to make things a lot more difficult in the Gaza Strip.
Te Pāti Māori's president has addressed tensions, saying the party doesn't put heads on platters. Toxic culture claims by Eru Kapakingi were followed by the party releasing documents accusing him of threatening parliamentary staffers. They also show his mother, recently demoted whip MP Mariameno Kapakingi, was warned about risking budget overspend. John Tamahiri told the Bradbury Group podcast their tikanga is telling their truth.
Eru Kapakingi and his whānau have to determine whether they're in the movement for self-advancement. And if they are, don't do it at the expense of a movement. So they'll work their way through that.
About 50 Resene factory workers held a strike outside the company's Lower Hutt office this morning. They're demanding the living wage for employees they say can't afford the basics. Etu team leader Finn O'Dwyer-Cunliffe says hundreds of other industry employers are accredited living wage members. He says Resene's highly profitable.
There's plenty of money to go around in order to both increase the value of the workers' wage, but also increase their workforce. It's not an either or.
Hospitality rules are coming under the microscope. The government's announced a wide-ranging review of rules governing everything from bars to restaurants to market stalls. Regulation Minister David Seymour says existing rules change frequently and are inconsistently applied. He says hospo businesses he talks to are wasting time and money following impractical rules.
The need to have 3 exits, even though I had 2 exits that were actually vehicle width, a shared seating space. If you've bought a drink from one, you can't then buy a drink from the other.
Police Association President Chris Cahill is about to deliver his final address after this month announcing he's stepping down. 3 people have put their hands up to take over and 1 will be elected today at the 90th Annual Association Conference in Wellington. Jordan Dunn has more.
Chris Cahill is commending recent changes, including more visible policing and increased powers to tackle gangs. But he says the most pressing police issue is mental health, with more than half of members reporting working while mentally stressed or traumatised. Cahill's calling on politicians to make the hard decisions and urging them to take steps to protect officers from permanent harm.
To sport, the All Whites have concluded their European football tour with a 1-1 draw against Norway in Oslo. Irish captain Caelan Doris remains doubtful to face the All Blacks in Chicago on November 2 as he returns from a shoulder injury. Fullback Hugo Keenan has already been sidelined for the fixture. 88-foot Maxi Lucky, featuring America's Cup great Brad Butterworth as tactician, has won the Sydney to Auckland Ocean race in a record time of 2 days, 20 hours and 27 minutes and 7 seconds. I'm Malcolm Jordan. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.